I saw this in the rDankLeft, by the way. This actually ended up being a pro-Vaush thread, I think. I do like being so notorious that people in random leftist subreddits are posting memes with the assumption that everyone's just familiar with whatever I'm doing at the moment. But in the comments, they actually end up, like, agreeing with me, which is pretty cool. Let me see if I can find that, actually. Crazy how you didn't actually say that, too. Yeah. Like many criticisms of me, it was a little bit dishonest, to be honest with you. But, you know, sometimes that happens. Often that happens. Oh, wait, did they delete the thread? Wait, did they actually delete that? Where the mod's like, wait, this got too pro-Vaush. All leftist subreddits are against me. They're mod teams. They're looking to get the Viet cussy, just like non-compete is. I think they did. Ah, you found it. I see. Yeah, I think it's been... Dude, oh my god. These people are so cucked. Holy shit. They actually... It looks like they deleted the thread and then stickied a fucking mod comment. Look at this. A bad empanada video. Holy shit. They're all tankies, dude. It's like the same 20 people moderate all of the fucking... Oh, by the way, I guarantee you, this guy right here, Comrade Peach Freezer, is a goy. All right? Not just a goy. The goyest goyim to ever goy. Okay? This person right here calls yarmulkes Jew hats, and one time passed by a synagogue and did a little hand clasp bow to a rabbi he saw walking out of it, who just looked at him confused, okay? Here is a Jewish person. Hi, Jewish person and leftist here. Top of the thread, thank you. So, elephant in the room time, you're hamstringing yourself a little bit. Why are so many Jewish people in finance, education, and skilled labor? Because for hundreds of years, we were not allowed to own property, so we couldn't be farmers, right? And then the whole thread right here, along with the comments responding to it, is talking about how acknowledging the economic and social circumstances that led to Jewish overrepresentation in certain industries is not anti-Semitism. And that real anti-Semitism is understanding why these things happen so you can fight back against conspiracy theories pertaining to the subject. But then anti-Semitic Jew hater Comrade Peach Freezer 1312, a 14-year-old with the smartest name ever memed into existence, spoke over the Jewish person here and instead decided to put a Nazi-sympathizing Argentinian sexpat at the top of the thread and to delete the thing off the main post anyway because they dislike me. I know that was a bit overdone, but you guys can understand how ridiculous it is, right? You get what I mean, right? Like, it never would have been locked if the top comment had not been in my favor. Like, look at these comments, man. I never mentioned this thread. I never brigaded it. Man literally being stigmatized for finding a way to survive. The Jewish part of my family ran printing presses, painted and composed in Sweden. This, one group being overrepresented in a specific field, doesn't mean that industry is controlled by some sort of monolithic group that all acts as the same interest. Talking about this, like literature on this. So it's like how men are super mad about all things the patriarchy ruined, then they blame women. Like the thread turn. And here's the OP for the thread, by the way. -52. Hey, so this is in specific reference to a streamer called Vaush, saying there's a disproportionate number of Jewish control. I should have said amount, of course. Amount would be the semantically correct thing to say here. Banks in Germany during the Weimar Republic. Imagine my shock. And then, oh, from the Jewish Virtual Library on the subject. Damn, maybe the Jewish Virtual Library is like super anti-Semitic. That's crazy. These goyim should jump in on them and tell them they've got it all wrong. This is the shit I have to deal with, man. Well, link with a bit of context. I don't like Nazis like Vaush. Like, it's like a joke. Thread only got locked after things started to turn more towards my side. I only saw this after the fact, you know. The next top comment also agrees with me, by the way. Jews were forced into finance because they were barred from other industries, yada yada. Yeah. You can hear the soy in the text. You can hear the goy in the text. This is literally the goyim version of white women pearl clutching whenever black people are talking about their own issues, you know? It is absolutely the same thing, yeah. Maybe I'm a little bit more blasé about this stuff because I grew up around a lot of Jewish people. I think that if there's anything that I really appreciate, if there's anything that I really that I noticed or I felt like, I feel like Jews are really good at introspection. When growing up around a lot of Jewish people, like I got introduced to so much like self-referential comedy that was simultaneously like self-depreciating but also like really enlightening about a lot of historical stuff, you know? I feel like there's a lot of self-awareness. I don't know. I never grew up in like a super Jewish, or sorry, in a super Christian or like a super Muslim community, so I guess I don't have like a strong framework of comparison or whatever. But I feel like there was a unique ability to sort of play off of history and circumstance to make jokes about and to refer to things that I would normally consider the domain of sociology. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Maybe it's just a product of long-standing oppression, like self-awareness as a defense mechanism, or maybe it's like just a product of like having a cultural predisposition towards comedy in America, which means that you're going to self-reference more often. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just interesting. I don't notice much general introspection from evangelical Christians. I'll say that much. But there were a couple of rabbi who I knew and would occasionally talk to back when I was younger. And rabbi, by the way, guys, Orthodox Judaism is social conservatism. It's bad. It's like evangelical Christianity. I'm not defending any of this. There were Orthodox Jews and Orthodox rabbi. Like, yeah, with any socially conservative element of religion. I'm not defending any of that. However, I don't know, man. I talked to some Orthodox rabbi, and in addition to being, I think, generally quite funny people, I also think there's just kind of a disposition towards intelligence. I don't know how much of this is like a cultural thing, man, but Jews really value being educated, like as a rule. You know what I mean? I maybe maybe it just sort of descends from that being like a method of escaping social prejudice or of them like you know taking advantage of certain economic strata to avoid like you know the potential worst consequences of being persecuted and of being poor or whatever. I don't know, but like rabbis read all the time. You know what I mean? Like constantly. And you can see them argue too. I think that's the thing that I liked. Rabbis argue with each other constantly. They engage with and analyze the Torah, and they argue about interpretation like debate pros. I find that very attractive, you know? I knew evangelical Christians because, you know, my broader family weren't all in Jewish neighborhoods or whatever. And like, I do not think that disposition exists in like Catholic churches or in like you know like evangelical Protestantism, where you have the strongest proponents of the religion encouraged to argue with each other to refine their ideas, their practices. It's more doctrinal, you know. Not to say that Orthodox rabbis don't believe in doctrine. They're Orthodox rabbis, but they do. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys get what I mean? That sounds too generalizing. I'm just talking broadly about some of my experiences when I was younger, but yeah, I'm not an expert on Judaism or whatever. But the reason why I say all of this, yeah, it seems whenever people in Christianity have religious disagreements, they like split churches and fight a war over it. And whenever people in the Jewish community have disagreements, they like sit down and argue for 8 hours and then like hug and like do it again the next day. And they keep doing that for like 4,000 years. I don't know. It's maybe a bit of stereotype, but that's the feeling I get, you know? Yeah, it's just perma debate brewing or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Um, it's yeah. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of stuff that other people like clutch their pearls at, I just remember these being jokes Jews would tell with each other, you know? Like, holy shit, the whole like jokes about Jews controlling the bank. Have you listened to Jewish people talk? Like, not just like in growing up, like, have you listened to like any Jewish person talk at all who's even like remotely edgy? Okay, they all own it all the time. They're all like Yeah, I am George Soros. Yeah, like not literally all, but like it's very, very common, you know, playing into it. Like Jewish people tend to be pretty fucking edgy, I think, you know, at least about their religion. They're constantly making jokes. They make jokes about Jewish people all the time. Jewish people and goyim constantly, and it's funny. And I think that a lot of it's pretty informative too, not only of like the social more of the time, but also of like you have to be informed in a lot of historical stuff. I think to like make these jokes good. Jewish Federation, Cincinnati. Oh yeah, here you go. It's debate in the Jewish tradition: 9 ways to argue, but with respect. God, if more religion was like this, you know, don't shy away from an argument. Examine every angle. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Let's reaffirm how anti-Semitic non-compete is by finding how they violated every single one of these points. Don't shy away from an argument. That's what we're talking about. He ran away because he was pro-Holocaust. Examine every angle. He adheres to doctrine. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Self-evidently violated. Rehash and reevaluate. Well, he definitely rehashed. I don't know if he ever reevaluated. Value diversity of opinion. Nationalist, socially conservative, not good. Be informed, clearly not. Talk to each other, not at each other. Obviously not adhered to. Don't belabor your point. There were many points he could not shut the fuck up about. Respect your opponent. Remember when he said that he was a human being, but I'm autistic? I remember that. I respect my opponents because I know that they're all humans, which I remembered because I listened to him, which is point number 7. Vaush is a dumb liberal who wraps himself as leftism, but his audience forgives this because he dunks on fascists in live streams. It only goes to prove how easy those people are to impress. I know toddlers that could dunk on most self-proclaimed fascists. Here, I'll give you a cheat code. Would you say a communist that doesn't know Marx is a bad communist? They usually say yes. Cool. Who's Giovanni Gentile? Damn, with debate skills like this, the right must be quivering. Does my job look that easy to you? Yeah, do that, dude. Go talk to a fascist. Okay, so would you say a communist that doesn't know Marx was a bad communist? You should hang yourself, degenerate. Okay, but do you think yes? I don't know. Okay, who's Giovanni? Who's Giovanni Gentle? Are you a Jew? There, scenes from the cheat codes for debate. Yes, I was debating a Nazi, not a fascist, but like whatever. Love any of those people to go in the kill stream Vaush was on years ago. I'm sure they'd be fine. Oh, God, I wouldn't wish that on them. That's too far. They would leave crying. All right, and Vaush, that was the guy who posted the top comment saying, "Hi, Jewish person leftist here." Wait, really? Comrade Geek Master Flash, was that the person? Oh shit, it was. Wait, that's perfect. That was the person with the top comment. That means they're not from my community. That's perfect. That means this was authentically generated, not just somebody like simping for me. That's actually phenomenal. I don't care if they dislike me. That means that this was generated in spite of a dislike of me. Perfect. Now they can't complain like, oh, Vaush Sims or whatever. Okay.